Hi guys, welcome. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction, and this is a special reading. So this reading is being published Tuesday, January 19th. Yesterday was January 18th, and I was talking to a very good friend of mine today, and she mentioned that yesterday was a day that is titled Blue Monday. It's one of the hardest, it's known for being one of the hardest days of the year, right midway through January. Christmas debt's kind of catching up on people. Sky's been kind of gray for a while, seasonal issues, right? Like, it is known for being a very hard day. And so that kind of got the ball rolling. And I was doing some thinking because I knew that I was looking to want to publish another reading this week. And I thought, wow, this is a great energy space to really be doing a reading on. It might not fit for everybody, but I do hope that for those that do find resonation with this message, that it fits. So this is really what we're looking at today. So I wanted to, I have some stuff written down here too. So anyway, let's see. Okay, so this is what I was thinking. I really wanted to sit down with our divine masculine and divine feminine selves, okay? And I say this oftentimes within our readings, that we have to look at both of those energies. Our divine masculine energy is our sun energy, okay? That's our outward energy. That's our actions, our drives, what we show up to the outer world in. And our divine feminine energy is the moon energy, which is our inner energy. It's our inner reflection, inner guidance, inner voice, okay? So it's very important that when we are looking, at our energy as a whole, we balance it as a whole, right? We have to look at both our divine masculine and divine feminine energies. So I wanted to, that's what I wanted to base this reading off of, was really finding that balance in between self here. So take a moment and just ask yourself, what does a balanced life look like to me? Okay, step one. And I think sometimes we put a lot of emphasis on words like balance and growth and change. And we make them up to be these, we make them up to have these huge expectations to withhold, right? To uphold, that all of these, and that we hold ourselves to these high accountabilities of, this is what balance is, this is what change is, this is what growth is, this is what I need from those things. And when we can't, when we feel like we fall short of those expectations, we deem it as, well, I was unsuccessful, or I failed, or whatever the case may be, beating ourselves up oftentimes over that, right? I'm challenging you right now to look at that as a step-by-step. We talk so much about being present, in the present energy. And constantly I find that we think change and growth has to be this big, massive process, when really, if we would just look at it as a step-by-step process, we are able to be more present in the growth or the balance or the change that we're looking for. So that's my challenge for you today. What does balance, growth, and change look like? What does that look like on a step-by-step process? And then focus on step one. That's it. Step right in front of you. Now, for me, really kind of my thinking, towards a step one basis is clear thinking. Okay, it's hard to really, and clear thinking isn't something that always, clarity is definitely not an easy thing to come across. But again, with balance of self comes clear thinking, comes clear mind. Okay, so that's where we're looking at today. So a clear and balanced energy is a wonderful first step. Really is. So that's what we're looking at. We are going to pull divine masculine and divine feminine energies here today. Isn't that interesting? Six of Wands and the High Priestess. And I really encourage you to put those energies back to self as a whole. What is your divine masculine self saying, and what is that divine feminine side saying? Okay, so we're going to start with the energy oracle deck here, and this is pulling current energies, and this is just overall current energies here. Okay, overall current energies of this time. One more shuffle here. current energies here. Oh, that's a lot. Okie dokie. That was a lot of current energies. We have a man holding a heart, door to romance on the bottom, a thinking woman, contract, caring connections. For some of you, there again could have a lot to do with your relationships, whether that is marriage relationships or it doesn't even necessarily, the only reason I said marriage was because the contract is the fourth card in there, and that's usually talking about contracts of some sort, marriage contracts, whatever. Okay, so again though, this divine masculine energy holding a heart is on the bottom of the deck. Put that where it fits. And remember, when I say that, you have to put it back to self, okay? All right, so our energies here, we had envy, cornucopia, journey, all tied up in angel of balance. Well, as overall energies, this is really the energy of where you could be looking out, being envious, right, of other people's fortune. With the cornucopia behind this, this can be where your mind is focusing on the goodness and the abundance that you're wanting to kind of bring into life, but where maybe your energy is focused on more what other people have and not necessarily on the blessings in the cornucopia at hand. We then had journey, which was right behind here. And that's very interesting that that journey card came up, because it's like that envy, you're envious of the good things, the fortune maybe that somebody else has. Maybe you're envious of people's purpose, those people who have found their authentic drive, those people who are moving forward in that kind of energy. Look, tied up, all tied up. That comes after that journey card. To me, that's almost like where you are struggling, maybe where some of you are struggling with that energy to go forward on your journey. You know, and our journeys are going to look like, they're going to be very different for all of us. So we need to put that where that fits, right? The angel of balance came after this all tied up. And that energy is a faith. Okay, the angel of balance is almost like the angel of faith. It's the angel of who has or who is connecting with their spirituality. It's interesting that we're looking for balance, and that's the angel that came up. You see those pyramids in the back? Pyramids don't blow away just because of a bad day. And that's really kind of what they're symbolizing here, is how it's that solid foundation. You know, this angel of balance is talking about a solid foundation within faith, a solid foundation within the higher. As overall current energy, that's a lot of current energy, but it's looking at really where maybe we are being envious of other people's fortunes, where we are afraid, not moving ourselves forward on our own journeys, on our own purposes, and maybe where we're feeling all tied up, where we're feeling imbalanced, you know, maybe where we're even feeling limited, right, to embracing our journeys. All right. Let's get into the tarot. So we're going to start with the divine masculine. And the only reason I was thinking about this earlier, because I was like, oh, ladies first. And then I was like, nah, we're going to look at the energy, the outward energy first. So that's that divine masculine energy. Now I have already shuffled and meditated on all the cards. We will give them another shuffle here. Divine masculine energy here. Divine masculine energy here, Spirit. Divine masculine energy here for the feelings. What are the divine masculine's feelings here? Wow, we have Ace of Swords and Father of Wands. And the Four of Cups. You know, this energy here of the divine masculine and towards their feelings. This is the energy of kind of like, the Ace of Swords is about clarity. The Father of Wands is about connecting to, that's the King of Wands. And that's about really, I sometimes call them the King of Hearts, right? Because it's about connecting to that authenticity, connecting to the passion. To me, this is kind of like the clarity, you know, the feelings here of this divine masculine. We have the Ace of Swords, and that can be new ideas, that can be new aha moments, but it is about clarity here. Some sort of like, aces are gifts from spirit. That is something that I heard yesterday. Aces are gifts from spirit, and this is a gift of clarity from spirit. This is whether it is an aha moment or it's just some sort of like clicking, really, between the brain and, you know, and the universe. This is clarity. Okay, see how the lightning comes in, and that's just kind of like those messages, you know, that message from spirit. So, and that download, it's, you know, but it's that energy, and you have to, again, I can't say that enough, apply that where it fits, right? But that Father of Wands energy came after that, and that can be really embracing that authenticity. And it's interesting that it was the divine masculine side and that King came out, that masculine energy. And this is about being authentic in self, you know, and I feel like that is really the feelings that this divine masculine energy is feeling. It's that clarity of authenticity, you know, and the Four of Cups energy is about maybe not necessarily seeing the opportunity or the blessing in front of you. It's kind of being caught up looking at opportunities that's spilt. It can be, you know, where you're stuck looking at things of the past, opportunities, emotions, maybe relationships or something, right, of the past, and not looking at the new doors before you, you know, where maybe windows or doors have been closed in the past. There's always an open window, right? Where God closes doors, he opens a window. And that's the energy of the Four of Cups. It's where we get hung up, stuck looking on opportunities or emotions that didn't pan out, that didn't work, that got spilt, that were, you know, that just kind of got dumped all over the place. But this, to me, how this divine masculine energy is feeling is that clarity of authenticity and acknowledging that the cups maybe that got spilt just weren't for them, right? It's about acknowledging that cup of self and even coming to, I think a lot of that, what, you know, as we put it back into like, okay, what does the basic steps look like? It is that clarity to be like, wait a minute, I am authentically living or authentically showing up to myself here. Therefore, the cups that were spilt that weren't going to serve that authentic version of self were not for me. The cup that is for me is going to serve my authenticity, right? All right, Divine Feminine energy, how are you feeling? What are the feelings here of the Divine Feminine energy? The feelings of the Divine Feminine energy here. The feelings of the Divine Feminine energy. What are the feelings, Spirit, of the Divine Feminine energy? Eight of Swords, the Tower, and the Three of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Okay, well, this Eight of Swords energy, now remember, this is our inward energy. This is our Divine Feminine energy, our inward guidance energy. So for the feelings here of this Divine Feminine, we had the Eight of Swords, the Tower, the Three of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Now, this Eight of Swords energy is feeling like a victim, okay? It's feeling stuck in limiting situations, okay? And look how it's her reflection, right? Like she's staring, here's this girl, and she's almost pondering into the reflection here, seeing herself trapped, seeing herself bound. And she can see that spirit is here. Spirit is the crows here. And they're trying to untangle her, right? They're trying to free her. And I feel like that's the energy space really where the Divine Feminine is we've been stuck in limiting beliefs. And it is this acknowledgement that we are not victims of those limiting beliefs. You know, the Tower moment was after this Eight of Wands. And seeing Tower moments have to happen because the Tower is that destructive energy that comes in and tears down limiting beliefs, structures, foundations that are not fulfilling, that are found wanting, that are not sustaining to the life that you are building. You know, if a structure is tested by the universe and crumbles, it had no place standing. It needed to come down. And in order for us to move forward within those situations and within those Tower moments, we have to allow the universe to crumble what isn't meant to be. You know, and that is surrendering, right? That is allowing the universe to just, guide you in the new direction. You see, and this is what's crumbling here, is the idea that you are trapped. The idea that your inner guidance here is a victim or silenced, okay? Three of Pentacles came after this Tower, and this is about rebuilding. You know, the three is, that's one of the first, building blocks. And Pentacles are about tangible change. So Pentacles are about tangible substance within our lives that we are changing, that we are moving. This is about building, Okay, it can be about building with others. It can be, building solid foundations for yourself, tangibly building solid foundations for yourself. And we have to remember that healing, change, balance, those are learned behaviors. Okay, those aren't things that we are just born with and naturally can have. Those are learned behaviors. Those are learned patterns. Okay, that is the Three of Pentacles energy. When you tear down the structure of feeling like a victim or trapped or stuck in these limiting beliefs, okay, when you tear those structures down, you must rebuild. Three of Pentacles. This is the energy of that rebuilding. And it is the energy of rebuilding a solid foundation that is going to be sustainable. Something of authenticity, something that you can put your heart and soul into. It's not an ego-built foundation, but it's a soul-built foundation, okay? The Hierophant was after this, and this is about the connection to the divine. This is about, that where I was saying this is what you build that foundation on, okay? You build it on faith. You build it on connection to a divine, connection to a higher, connection to a light, right? Huge change. Wow, Divine Feminine. Those are some solid, strong energies. Let's get a Moonology card here. Wow. For the Divine Masculine. Now, Divine Masculine got, it's a time to give rather than to take. A new moon in Virgo. The answers you need are coming. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I just heard in my head, it's for this whole line of what we're feeling as a general here. So it's a time to give rather than take. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. A new start is coming, the new moon. And nothing is yet set in stone. The mutable moon. Those are beautiful energies here for our feelings. All right, back to this Divine Masculine energy. We are going to look at the desires. What the energy here of the Divine Masculine desires are. What's the energy? Okay, wow. Wow, we have the Nine of Cups. Oh, that's beautiful energy. The Nine of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Sun. Look at this. This is about finding fulfillment within inside of self, and then it is about finding spiritual connection, fulfillment, community, love, and then fulfillment. I love how this is the first one out. That Nine of Cups energy. Now, nines are all about ourself, okay? Nines are all about self-reflection. That is self-accountable energy, okay? So when we have the Nine of Cups, that is talking about feeling emotionally full on the self level. It can be talking about materialistic abundance. It can be talking about a whole lot of fulfilling energy, but it is about wholesome energy, okay? It is about inward energy. It's not about what you're sharing to anybody else right now. And it's not that it's a selfish energy by any means. It just means that you are learning to feel whole within inside of self, learning to, and I've said that a couple times too, that if we are lacking within our own energy, if we are unable to sustain our own energy, we will become codependent of other people's energy. We will need energy from others to fulfill our own needs, right? To sustain our own balanced energy level. And that's where we become codependent of others. That's where we become, my ex used to always say the succubus of energy, but it's true. Okay. This is, this energy here for what the masculine is wanting is that fulfillment within inside of self. Okay. That outward energy is to feel whole within inside of self, to feel emotionally full, stable, balanced, okay, within inside of self. And then I loved that this Three of Cups energy came after, because this is still about wanting connection, and I feel like the Divine Masculine energy has been a big one for us that we have really had to 2020. I feel personally for myself, 2020 was the year my masculine energy had to get its fucking shit together. Okay, my Divine Feminine energy really came to be a very strong, prominent piece of myself. And where I had been ego-led in the past, which was Divine Masculine, distorted Divine Masculine energy of self, where I'd been ego-led in the past, I was learning to change that behavior, you know, and within that, that shifted, obviously, the balance of self on a whole level here. And that's what I feel like this is doing, because this divine masculine energy, they want to heal themselves so that they can go forward in this connection, so that there can be a healed connection and then abundance, fulfillment, happiness, right? The Sun card, like that's the happiest card in the tarot deck. See what the divine feminines are desiring. What's the divine feminine energy desiring currently? Divine feminine energy here. The Ace of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Cups. You know, this divine feminine energy, again, wanting this ace, wanting this new beginning. And this is about, you know, cups are about our emotions. That can be new love opportunities. It can just be that fulfillment and that cup of blessings, you know, that we feel like is like that gift from the universe, right? The Seven of Wands was behind that. And this is about finding inner light, being strong, defending that inner light. And I like that that is the energy that the divine feminine is wanting to find, because it's that wholesome, like, this is my rock, this is my energy, this is my space, this is me, right? Like that's what this Seven of Wands is to me. And then the Four of Cups, look at that. And I love how this is the energy to be desiring, because to me it's that like cup of opportunity, right? Where yes, okay, cups have been spilt, but here this divine feminine energy is like, give me the blessings, okay? I get it, cups have been spilt, but you know, as a desired energy, when this comes up the way it does, I do feel like this is, give me that cup of opportunity. The spilt cups have been spilt, but I am focused on my own inner light. I am looking for that cup of opportunity, right? Here's that divine cup. Here's that cup from spirit, that this divine feminine energy is just like, that's what I desire. I want the cup that spirit wants for me, right? Where this masculine energy is like, I want that fulfillment. I want that healing of self, and the divine inner knowing is like, spirit, what is it? What cup is going to fulfill me? What does that look like in my life? Because that is what I want. That is the light that I want. I want what the Lord wants for me. I want the cup that the Lord is going to give me. You know, I don't want the spilled cups. I don't want the plain cups. I want this skittled filled happy cup, that glowing rainbow, right? I want what is going to serve my inner light. Wow, that's a beautiful balanced energy to have. Got some Moonology cards here on the energy of desire. What is the energy here for divine masculine and feminine desires? Expect a powerful change. Absolutely. Expect a powerful change. And how can we not, right? When our masculine energy is wanting that fulfillment of self, and our inner energy, our inner guidance is like, give it to me, Lord. Whatever you have for me, I am open to that, right? Oh, love it. I got goosebumps thinking about it. All right. Divine masculine energy. What is the challenge here for the divine masculine energy? What is the challenge here for the divine masculine energy? Oh no. Daughter of Cups, Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, and Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, see, the divine masculine energy, the challenge here can be feeling that, like, being open to the new love. Okay, being even open to the potential of new love. Because the divine masculine energy is the one who oftentimes has that ego, right? That is that ego of ourselves. That's our divine masculine energy. I'm not saying anything against you masculines out there, but you know what I mean? Like, that ego of self is that divine masculine energy. And when this Page of Cups comes up, this can be where our ego is like, I ain't doing the new love thing. You know, I'm not opening myself up to that, because it was, you know, the challenge here can be opening yourself up to new beginnings, new emotional beginnings, opening yourself up to new spiritual beginnings. And then the Nine of Pentacles, finding the fulfillment in tangible self. Those are challenging energies, especially within our masculine energy. To me, this challenging energy is like, as an overall collective here, is where it's like that struggle to really allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to come forward and be vulnerable and start this new journey of self with that level of vulnerability. Okay, it's even taking accountability for your own emotional happiness, fulfillment, balance. You know, it's about being real with self. That Nine of Pentacles energy, often it's, I mean, I say it all the time that nines are those self-reflective energies. And the more I keep saying that, the more to me that Nine of Pentacles energy is like, this is the energy of being real with yourself, of being real with the balance of self, of being real with your energy, of being real with your action steps. You know, you want fulfillment of self, then you need to be making sure you're making that change. You're walking in that kind of direction. You're giving yourself the space to find that balance. You know, and that can be a very challenging space to be in if we refuse to be vulnerable and accept the change, right? If we're ego-led and we're like, nope, I'm going to close that out and I'm not going to go, I'm not even going to worry about that, then we're going to struggle with that accountability of self. Okay, that can be a challenge, definitely, for outer masculine energy right now. Okay, I feel it. Okay, let's see. What can be a challenge here for the divine feminine energy? What can be a challenge here for the inner divine feminine energy? What can be a challenge here? Okay. Wow. Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. What can be the challenge for the divine feminine energy is to be the fucking queen you know you are. And boys, that goes for you too, okay? It is about being sure of our intuition, being crystal clear and being authentic, being accountable, being authentic to self, okay? This Knight of Wands is about showing up with huge levels of authenticity. Okay, this is an energy of, when we're talking about energies here, that Knight of Wands energy is about somebody who's very passionate, very on fire, very into who they are. Okay, there's a spark of life for self here. And sometimes our divine feminine takes a real big ass kicking when it comes to being on fire with that inner knowing, with that inner drive, okay? And this is about, you know, we've got this Knight of Wands, we got this Queen of Swords, and we got this Queen of Wands as our challenging energy. And this is the challenging energy of just being the badasses, the badass authentic being of self. That's a challenge, you know. It is a challenge to be true to self, to hold yourself to your morals, to hold yourself to your values, hold yourself to that level of authenticity, to what you are creating, to what you are manifesting. Huge challenge. Again, when we're looking at, and it's so interesting because that divine masculine energy is like, the challenge is to be vulnerable. And that divine feminine inner knowing is like where you're strong, where you're like, this is who you are, baby. Stop doubting it. Just be yourself. Kick ass. You know, and when that divine feminine energy, like that inner energy showed up as queens, right? No pages. No numbered cards. Queens, 2 queens. That's that inner knowing, that inner intuition showing up as the queen it is, right? I feel like I'm cussing a lot. I get really excited sometimes, and then all of a sudden the F-bomb comes out of my mouth like it's like I'm a sailor. I'm pretty sure I was a sailor in a past life. Okay, that's going to be an Numerology card here for this energy of the challenge. Work through your fears. Work through your fears, right? When the divine masculine energy is working through being vulnerable, fulfilling self, finding accountability, and the divine feminine energy is working through showing up to that level of authenticity, being true, being accountable to yourself, to who you want to become. It doesn't matter what anybody else's expectations are of you. It is about self. If it was about everybody else, there would be a gazillion different cards here, but there isn't. It is about that 9 of Pentacles and then those queens that you are, right? Right. Self, baby, self. All right, let's see. What can be the energy here of the regret for the divine masculine? The 10 of Wands, the Hierophant. And the 3 of Wands. You know, this divine masculine energy and these regrets here, this can really be where that outward energy is struggling with maybe how some cycles had to come to an end. The Ten of Wands is about burdens, okay? And it's about the things that we carry. And it's interesting that it's about those burdens, and then the Hierophant was right behind it. And look at how in this Hierophant card, there's that lightning bolt again from Spirit, that aha moment, that message coming from Spirit here. And to me, these regrets of this divine masculine energy is maybe where there's been tough cycles in the past, maybe where there's been some burdens of the past, right? But it's about connecting. It's about finding the connection here to those life. I find the Hierophant to be oftentimes like it is about structures. It's about morals. It can be about religion and like just life values. You know, that's kind of the energy of the Hierophant, and like what we build our life values off of. And to me, this is like, you know, those regrets can be where we are, you know, where we have some shame even, you know, but some definite burdens of the past in which we have to release ourselves from to go forward into the new energy, to go forward here. And look, the Three of Wands is the energy of becoming a new being. It's the energy of embracing self on a new level. You know, going forward and acknowledging that the direction in which you wanted to go isn't the direction you want to go in the future. It's about aligning yourself to a road of higher intentions, okay? It's holding yourself even to that road of higher intentions, right? Higher vibration. That's that Three of Wands energy, choosing to walk down the path of higher vibration. It's a great space to be in. And I feel like some of this regret of the divine masculine energy is just the burdens of the past, maybe. And maybe it's where, you know, there's been some situations in the past in which you took the lower road rather than the higher road, right? But I mean, we've all done that. And we can't hold ourselves stuck in burdens or situations of the past because we won't forgive ourselves for the past. We have to forgive ourselves for our action steps. We have to forgive ourselves for our mistakes of the past, whether we knew they were mistakes at the time or not. We're not who we were back then. That's change happens every day, right? Let's see here. What is the energy of the regrets of the divine feminine? Two of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and Eight of Wands. And look at that. I can't get over this. That divine masculine energy is like where it's struggling, carrying these burdens, carrying these heavy loads. And this divine feminine energy, the regrets here are where there wasn't balance. Okay, where that inner energy wasn't able to balance out the action side and the spiritual side. This is almost like that balance of divine masculine and divine feminine like energy, right? That flexibility within life. Look at this. The Five of Wands was after that. And that's about change. That's about leveling up. Okay. Fives are very conflicting numbers. Fives are very challenging numbers. And that Five of Wands, that Two of Pentacles and Five of Wands, and then the Eight of Wands here, this is positive change, positive energy coming in. And I feel like the regrets here is maybe where there just wasn't the balance moving forward. You know, that divine feminine energy is like, oh, things could have just been a lot easier had there been that balance and flexibility within inside of my own self. You know, that climb and this changing process, this leveling up within my life might have been easier had I or had those energies been more balanced within me. Okay, maybe it's even this positive change. Maybe there was something that got missed here. The divine feminine's feeling like, you know, opportunities or whatever got missed. But I don't really feel like that's it. I just feel it's interesting again how these two energies, they are one of the same. You know, that divine masculine energy here for regrets is how, oh, the burdens were heavy, and oh, how, you know, it was a challenge, it was a struggle to get myself forward on the right path. And the energy here of the divine feminine is like, oh, it was a challenge, and I regret how the energy of being imbalanced, you know, led to that tougher climb. Like it's the same. It's one of the same, right? Like it's interesting how much those divine masculine, feminine energies mirror each other on such a real level. It is. It blows my mind. All right. Let's Immunology card here for your regrets. Conclusions are within reach. The full moon eclipse. For this energy of regrets, conclusions are within reach. I am just like, okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get future energy going forward here. This is future energy. You have financial constraints, the second chakra, and patience. Wow. You know, rest and rejuvenation on the bottom in spirit. Okay. You know, this future energy can be where things are still a little tight right now. Okay. And I mean, we are all living in such a world right now. Like so many of us are struggling with, you know, with barren cupboards, with, and it's not even maybe necessarily with barren cupboards, but it's like that feeling of like, is there going to be more? Is there something coming? You know, this second chakra though, to me, this is about connecting, you know, for future energy, this is about working through that feeling of lacking by connecting to passion, you know, and the energy of patience here, right? Because it's learning to work at God's speed. It's learning to, work through even your fears, even those feelings of lacking. It's learning to work through that energy and embrace your passions, embrace your fire. It's learning to still come to be the flame of self, even waiting within God's time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Jelly Bean? All right. We are going to get a message here from Spirit going forward. What's the message here from Spirit going forward? Spirit, what do you want to tell the collective going forward here? These divine masculine and feminine energies. Message do you want to? Okay. Wow, look at that. Page of Air, the Moon, and the Three of Pentacles. You know, as the message here from Spirit to go forward. This is about just allow this to unfold in its own time. Okay, the Page of Air is kind of like that brand new observer card. It's about learning to do new things. It's about learning to even think new patterns. You know, swords and air are all about our headspace, and this is about learning to kind of get more clear thinking. You know, it can be allowing yourself just that time out period so that you can get the clear thinking. The moon energy was behind that. It's the energy of listening here to the divine, having faith in the divine. It's even interesting that it's kind of like, you know, how we were just discussing, like that divine feminine energy is that moon energy. And to me, this is like learning to have faith within that intuition, within that inner guidance. And the Three of Pentacles was after that too, because it's about not having fear. It's about learning, opening yourself up to new opportunities, you know, allowing yourself to be able to sit in the shadows and not be afraid. You know, we do not need to be afraid of the unknown. That's, oh, I read it yesterday. But it was such a, oh, maybe I'll put it in the description box. But, yeah, I can't remember it now. But to me, this is very much, you know, the message from Spirit here is open yourself up. Allow this new way to take shape and to take form in your life. Allow the divine feminine energy here to embrace this new space within inside of self. You know, because that's been a big one. Okay, don't have fear, have faith, and build this solid foundation. This is about building solid foundations to go forward on. It is about building solid foundations for you to stand on, but that's a one-step program. One step at a time. Okay? It's not about thinking about all the elaborate change that needs to happen in your life. It's about focusing on the step right in front of you. It's about being present in the moment. Okay? All right, guys. if you enjoyed that reading, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps it get it spread around. If you are not a part of my Facebook group, it is Your New Directions community. Please be sure to check it out. I will put a link in the description box as well. I would love to see you over there. We have a special going on right now, so anybody who joins and invites 5 new people to the group, there's a draw being drawn on Friday for a free personal read, so be sure to check that out. And until next time, take great care of your soul. Bye now.